Not sure how well the video will pick it up, but I'm getting lines laid out of where the cabinets will go, microwave up there, and the lower cabinets, just trying to figure out all the details of everything to get it exact where the range goes. And then up at the front here, I'm working on the couch that makes into leasing my double bed. So I've actually got some construction happening here, starting to get a framework built. It's going to have 2 drawers under between those legs to store our bedding. And so yeah, I'm starting to see some furniture. Well, there's the basic framework for the couch slash bed. It has to be faced with poplar, nice wood to have a nice painted finish on the face of it and the drawer openings and all that. But that's the support framework for the bed. And yeah, then I'll get some plywood on it and it'll be even more like a bed. The sun shining in messes up the shadows a bit, but there's the size of the bed, what it will be when it's out. Right now I just have it supported on my tool caddy. But yeah, it's a 54-inch wide, 6'3" long, standard double bed size, and it kind of infringes on the space in here, but you can still get by it and get up the stairs, so it will, you know, you can still get around once the bed's made, and obviously it will only be set up at night. It's not much, but it's a start. That's the bottom shelf of the cupboard to the left of the window. It's challenging mentally. I'm trying to build these cupboards in a way that they're lightweight, but, you know, not flimsy. You know, you could just throw melamine cabinets in. You really couldn't, though, because the wall's on a slope. That wouldn't work. Everything would fall off them, and they'd weigh a ton. So anyway, that's a beginning. That has the upper cupboards basically ready for the finished face. I got the wires fed through for, there's going to be a outlet under here and an outlet over there underneath. And then this red wire is the switch for the water pump. It'll be under here. Yeah, I've got it to the point where it gives you a good idea of how the uppers will be. Microwave over there in the top left corner, and then taller cupboards at each side of the window. It's just a temporary little support there. It had a bit of a bow up on that shelf, and once I put everything else on, it'll stay in place. But for now, I just put that little support. So yeah, now I'm going to start getting into the lower cupboards, which will really start to make it look like a galley. An early start on the lower cabinets. It's a bit of an unorthodox way of building cupboards. When I built back in the day, when we built cupboards with plywood before melamine boxes, you'd start with plywood gables and then face them with the probably 1x2 pine, but I don't want to put plywood gables in this, at least not 3/4 inch, way too much weight. So yeah, I rigged up this temporary support thingy just so I could, you know what I mean, I'm going up against an angled wall at the back, so just to get everything positioned and then lay it out. So I've been drawing some lines, center of the window there, and focus, and just laying out the cupboards. I'd already done that before, laying it out back at the back wall, so now I'm transferring it out to this front. And yeah, so that gives me a layout, and now to carry on and actually make it look like cupboards. There's another piece of my unorthodox cabinet making. It's a style to go between doors. It's got notches out for the cross pieces under the drawers, and on the back of it I have a piece of cedar fastened to it that will tie everything together and give me a surface to put the 1/8 inch panel to divide sections of the cupboards, rather than normally in a house should use probably 3/4 inch plywood, and that's a whole lot of weight. So in a bit you'll see how this actually all comes together. Now I have a framework made. That's the face of the kitchen cupboards minus the cross pieces. I'm going to do them in place after I have it standing. And now I have to put the kick together. Again, it's a unique way to do it, but that's the way I'm going to make everything stay light and look pretty and hopefully be good and solid. Well, that's a decent start on the base cabinets. I've still got to put all the cross pieces that go under the drawers and frame in the area where the stove goes. Add some more supports for the countertop. I'm only using 3/8 inch plywood, so I need a lot more support than that. But start to get the idea. There's going to be doors and drawers, and then a false front at the sink, and then another door and drawer. And yeah, it'll be a really functional galley. Lots of storage. We've got all that upper cupboard and all that lower cupboard. So, and then there'll be a cupboard underneath the fridge over there too. So lots of places to put our stuff. Well, there I've got the lower cupboards. The face is pretty much finished. I've got the cross pieces under the stove, the drawers, and still a little more to do around the stairway there to close that off. But I'm gonna move on from here and get working on the cabinet, the tall cupboard in front of the fridge and stuff like that. My goal at this point is to get all the faces on these cupboards so I can get the doors measured. I could make the doors myself, but it's a very time-consuming job, and at this point I'm getting excited to get this thing in the water. I don't want this to take the rest of the summer and never get out and enjoy it. So that's one thing that I can pay to get done. It'll cost more, but it'll do probably a better job than I can do myself. And I'm sure it would take me at least a week to make all these doors. But on the flip side, it could be a month before I see the doors if I order them. So I figure I got to get all my cabinets built to the point where I can get a list of doors measured up and get those ordered. And then hopefully before summer's over, we can be cruising. In the head, over in this corner, is going to be a full height linen cupboard, and then to the right of that will be the vanity with the basin. But before any of that can happen, I have some floor work to do. So I have to build up the floor where the toilet sits for the plumbing, and before that I have to get this panel in the front of the tub to close that off, which I was working on that at the end of the day yesterday. And yeah, so I've got a little bit of plumbing and floor construction to do, and once that gets done I can get back into cupboard making. I've got some framework done in the bathroom for the floor where it's raised up for the plumbing and the toilet. So I've put a strip wood along the floor, a piece of 3/8 plywood for the front face, and then this piece here is going to go there. I decided I have to get the plumbing. It's, you can't go down the basement and do it from below. And I decided to split it right at the floor flange, and then I can put plywood on the one side, put the plumbing in, and then slide the plywood in on the other. So I think that should work just wonderfully. That came together nicely. So I've got this first piece in, and I was able to put a strap to a cable tie to secure my plumbing there and again over here. And so then the rest of the floor over until it'll be in under the linen closet is this piece here. It'll just go in like that after the plumbing's been done, and it'll be perfect. And that's where the toilet goes, directly center on the window. And we got a low profile toilet, so it's up on this base, but it's going to be maybe an inch or two higher than a comfort height toilet. So it's a little high, but it's not too bad. And there's the toilet in place, just sitting there. It's not plumbed, but I tried sitting on it, and yeah, it's like I say, it's a teeny bit high, but it's not bad. It's 19.5 inches to the seat, so that's it's all right. Well, that wasn't without its challenges, but I got the ABS pipe glued in. I've got nice slope. It's on a boat, there's going to be times where it'll obviously not be correct slope when you're rocking and rolling, but hopefully everything will flow smoothly. And yeah, it was a bit of a challenge getting everything put together without still having the ability to rotate and get it the way I wanted, but it's in place. It's good. Now I can close the floor up and start laying out some cupboards in here. Well, it's quitting time for today. I've got the floor, as I showed earlier, all done with the floor flange, and I'm working on the linen closet. Those two cross pieces are just temporary braces because it's got a bit of a bow, and once I put the shelves in, it'll be all secured. But I've got the panel on both sides, inside and out of the wall here, and so now I can face this. And actually, one of the things I have to do before that, which is going to be a bit of a challenge, is these two plumbing pipes, piece of PEX, this one and this one, they have to come through the wall into the vanity, and I'm gonna have to bend them. I hope I can. It's pretty tight to try to bend them that tight, but somehow I need to drill 2 holes through this wall and get those lines through into the vanity. Gonna take a little wrestling. I'll let you know how it worked, but not today. Today it's quitting time. One thing that may not have been obvious, but it's one of the things that just makes jobs like this more complicated and slower than you would expect, is that outside wall in the head is on a 3-degree slope, and that means that that edge of the cupboard is 1 inch wide at the top and 4 inches wide at the bottom. And so that isn't as simple as just slapping a 1x2 up the side. Problem with taking a picture or a video of a bathroom is you can't get back far enough to see it. So yeah, I've got the enough done on this. As I've said, my priority is to get these doors measured and ordered. So I have the face for the vanity framed, kicked down there. I still have to put some more support for the countertop and obviously a piece of plywood for the top. And I have to put a floor in it. The pantry, or not pantry, the linen closet, I've got facing across the top and at the countertop height. So that'll be one tall door up there. This piece of wood here is still just a temporary brace because there's a bit of a bow on the 1x2 facing, but once I put shelves in, I actually put the bow in that direction on purpose because it helps squeeze everything tight. And once the shelves are in, that piece will be gone. Below the countertop height down there, I'm not putting a door. The toilet's beside it here, so I'm going to leave a area that you can put a wastebasket under there. I'll put a floor in, and then I'm going to put another cross piece here and a panel, and that's where the toilet paper holder will go. So yeah, so I can now measure the one tall door there and the one door on the vanity. And now I'm moving on to the couch and the end table. So I've just barely begun the framing on the end table, and time to put some more wood together and give an update in a bit. I am finally ready for painting. It's been a massive job getting all this woodwork done. The easy stuff is, you know, putting on the big wall panels. The painful stuff is all the little cupboards and shelves, that little guy, and oh, I don't know, just this is our floor to ceiling cupboard. It's got a tall section for hanging and broom and such, and then another section with shelves and our little, I call it our dresser. Lisa will get the top shelf, I'll get the bottom shelf for our clothes. And just, oh, in the head here we have a linen closet up the corner. That panel will be where the toilet paper holder goes, and then panel hiding the front of the sink, and then underneath, and storage under the fridge. Try not to trip here backing up. Microwave, upper cupboard, another cupboard, one that was a horrendous amount of work for the tiny little storage space, but it all counts. And lower cupboards, and just, I've lost track of how long I've been at this, and those are the two removable panels for up in the stairwell on each side. Up there and up there, that's those two panels. They'll have just roller catches to snap them in place. But no, you get the big stuff done and think, oh, another, you know, week I'll be ready to paint, and that was probably 2 weeks ago. But I am now ready to paint. I just vacuumed. I took all my tools out of here. I don't need to be dripping paint on everything. And I've put all the little pieces around the doors and windows and everything, filled all the nail holes. I still have some corner trims and ceiling trim to put on, but I'm going to paint the wall color because the trim around the ceiling is going to be white and the walls are gray. So I'm going to paint the walls and then I'll put the trim around the ceiling. But it feels really good to be moving on to a new phase. I can't find by the time I'm done one step of anything, and I've been the same when I was a contractor. By the time I was done drywalling, I was so sick of drywall, and by the time I was done trimming, I was so glad to be done trimming. And it's just always like that. I'm glad I've had a variety in my career, because I find a week or two on one task, it's really nice to move on to something new. So now I get to be a painter for however many days it takes to get this place painted. The walls won't be a big deal. It's all these cupboards. They're all going to be white. And we'll have lots of storage, but that means lots of cupboards to paint.